finding ways to recharge, finding ways to continue to believe in yourself, and having things that you do in this fundraising moment that bring you joy and that bring you confidence in yourself are really important.
Imagine there's a woman now listening to this and it's her first time entering a fundraising, round, and she has a meeting next week. What advice would you give her?
My number is give me a call.
I love that.
Oh my God. So many things. 5 crucial things. Number 1, get yourself a WhatsApp group with founders who are ahead of you, who've done it, but also who are right now doing it, because I think they're 2 different perspectives that are really important. You need support when you're going through this. And I think having other founders on speed dial is the most efficient way for you to quell doubts, move through obstacles, and make sure that you are not settling for things that you shouldn't be settling for. The second thing I think is a great legal team. It makes a huge difference in sense checking your initial reactions when you get term sheets through, when you're negotiating the finer points of a deal. If you're taking on strategic money, that can come with partnership opportunities. It can also come with, constraints that are really difficult sometimes to, especially when you're so desperate to close a round and to kind of get out of fundraising mode back into the business. It's really hard sometimes to stay strong and push back with certain investors when some of the terms might not be right for you in the business, and it's hard to think long term. The third thing, in my opinion, would really be a personal support network. I think one doesn't realize, again, just speaking to my best friend going through this right now, it's so hard, and the no's are coming. It's not personal. That you mustn't internalize any of this, but we're all human. And it's really difficult. And so I think, finding ways to recharge, finding ways to continue to believe in yourself, and having things that you do in this fundraising moment that bring you joy and that bring you confidence in yourself are really important. And sometimes having this personal support network can help you remember that when times get tough. And can help you think creatively if the round is not going in the way that you want it to. Because sometimes one has to pivot, one has to think differently, one has to, potentially reach out to a different breed of investors because the VC route didn't work, or because it's maybe not the right thing and one didn't get exactly what one wanted. And so I think that's really important. The last 2 things for me are really, really thinking strategically and working backwards from a plan post round so that you can field all of these different questions with a really, really thorough VDR. The more prep work you do, the better equipped you will be during the fundraise. And I think it decreases the time to answer so much, because you just have things that you can shoot off and say, page 5 on the appendix deck, explained here in this video, demo product, here in the test environment, if you're coming into our dev app or checking our tech or, whatever. And I think without that, you really, really will struggle. And I think it's really important, especially post fundraise, to have this plan, this 24-month plan, let's say, if you're working backwards, so that you can start to get your now new investors and potentially board members really excited about what you're doing. And you can get your team on the same page as soon as, because typically you raise a round and you go out and hire double the team or whatever that metric is. So I'd really, really invest in doing that up front. And then, lastly, we talked a little bit about advisory board, but I think that is so, so crucial and something that I regret not doing more of, particularly in terms of a mentor for me. So we have a great advisory board for Wearing, but I think I've now recently met some incredible women, who are C-suite, who are ex-founders in the tech, in the AI space, to your point about building a big tech company. You also really evolve as you raise these rounds as a CEO, and you start to learn how to actually fit into the role, because as a founder, it's not the same thing. And I think you get to a stage where you actually do have to be a CEO. You now actually have a bigger team that requires leadership, vision, culture setting, brand, identity, thought leadership. And so having a really, really seasoned mentor, especially for a solo female founder, is a game changer when you're doing a fundraise.